Yeah, it's I was with Alpha Media. And then before that, I was with Univision. So.
You know his dad. You know his dad is right. Well, Gino told me.
No.
Jesse James Leah.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's the second. Yeah. Rumble. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's very.
It's very interesting.
How old are you, bro?
29.
29.
Yeah. I'll be 30 in March.
Yeah.
This guy just looks like a movie star, right?
Yeah, he looks.
Bro, I was looking at our last video.
I was telling this guy, you guys have some badass potential, bro. Like I like y'all's podcast, and I listen to a shitload of podcasts.
That's awesome.
But you guys are like chill, like it isn't. It seems like y'all not even nervous about it, and y'all are.
We're me, like we're us.
Yeah, and I think that's what fucking it's badass,
flow.
Because there's no script or there's nothing to it, you know what I mean?
We just like talking.
Yeah.
Like, we both know, we both know that we like
So
talking,
what is this that you're going to smoke?
This is a CBD.
CBD pre-roll.
I mean, go ahead.
I got like real shit in my bag, but like this is just...
But what does this do to you or what?
So CBD is kind of like... So in weed or like in marijuana, there's two different things. So there's like THC and CBD. And it can get real like deep into like how all that's breaking down, but... It's basically two components, CBD and THC. THC is more of that's the illegal part of weed right now.
Psychedelic aspect
that's
of
what
it too.
Trips you, right?
Yeah. People
Because I mean, I get nervous when I used to smoke, I get paranoid like a motherfucker, man.
Like let's say you're nervous right now. You smoke one of these, you'll be relaxed. You won't get that high feeling in your head, but you'll just be like...
And will you come out dirty?
No, it's CBD.
So it's got 0.003 below of THC in it. So now there's a probability from what I've learned, like from a couple buddies who own like CBD smoke shops and things of that nature. Like
you gotta chain this shit though.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to smoke it non-stop.
You gotta chain it in order to get
in order to test positive.
Some THC in there.
Yeah. So because everybody asks that, think about it. Because I mean, CBD sales is legal. So if you were going to test positive, they're always going to tell you, like, there's a chance you might, because that's just the legality aspect of it, because there is THC in it, but it's below the legal limit. But if you're just, like you said, chain smoking it like crazy...
But you smoke regular shit?
Oh, yeah. I'll smoke this.
And what does this do, to you compared to that?
This?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Like,
relax.
Like
maybe
cigarette
relax them a little bit.
Will this help somebody, like, with like for example, arthritis pain, like pains in the bones? It'll help them
but this kind of does like relieves your muscles. It kind of relieves anxiety, stress, like all that stuff. So like they kind of recommend this to people who I don't know. It just depends. Like anybody who smokes can do this. It's not gonna hurt you. You won't even feel it. You might feel like a body relaxation.
Yeah.
And anything. Whereas when you put THC into it, now that psychoactive component comes in, and now you feel like relaxed into the chair and your mind's going different places. Yeah. Whereas like for me being bipolar, I need that mental stimulation. So like I'll do THC where I've already done that all day today. So this is just gonna help me relax.
Yeah, it'll kind of like even out, like bring them down a little bit. For me, like I'm super high energy, like my brain is going 100 miles per hour right now because I just was with my family and like my kids like going crazy and one of them getting a shot and the other one like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? No, like a shot, like a a shot, like a immunization or whatever. Immunization. So like, when you're just like fucking, you're firing, like your brain's just on, that's how I feel right now. So that's why when I got here, I was like, you gonna smoke that? Because I'll probably smoke with you because I need to come down a little bit. I need to relax a little bit. And it'll definitely kind of bring me down into a very relaxed state. And if you got like any pains, like any aches, things like that, it'll help that. If you're feeling like high in anxiety, if you're like maybe feeling a little bit manic or whatever the case
I'm feeling
is.
anxiety right now. Give me one of those.
Like paranoid or whatever, it helps all those feelings. It really does. I didn't really think it did maybe like as much as it really did until I met Amos, which was one of the guys we did a podcast with, which is a gentleman that owns MJ's.
Yeah, I met him at the barbershop.
Right, yeah, that dude. That dude, the ninja guy, the vegan ninja.
Knows all that shit, right?
Yeah, bro, exactly. Why he's a really cool dude to like have in your corner because he's extremely educated on it. And he was right, man. Like I smoked one and I was just like,
I think we should take my mother-in-law to him, right? With the arthritis stuff.
Take her one of these. Does she smoke?
Nah, she's never smoked in her life.
This is not harsh at all. It's not like a cigarette. It's not gonna burn your lungs or anything.
Yeah.
It's real like chill. You're not you won't even feel it.
Yeah.
Whereas THC, like you'll feel all that shit and it's different.
And that's what you talked about before. Like I'm the paranoid smoker. Like if I
I'm
smoke,
right there with
I
you,
can
man.
fucking. I gotta tell everybody the same story. Like the last time I smoked, I spent hours in the shower. Trying to come down.
I keep
I tell everybody the same story
on this podcast. This story is like famous.
it's fucking.
I heard.
Like I can't. Like that's it. That's why I can't smoke. You know, I get paranoid. You know what I mean? And I just freak out and I can't concentrate. It's the opposite of what I would like for it to be. You know, and
I keep saying he was in there, but he didn't have his clothes on, or he didn't have his clothes off.
Yeah,
like, his clothes were still on.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't like mess with THC myself. If I do, it's got to be like micro doses, like below 5 milligrams, or below 3 milligrams, so where I'm not feeling the psychedelic effect, like you said, like the psychosis, and just dealing with the impact of like the health aspect of it and the chill feeling from it, and like the recovery. Like it's good for athletes, it's good for recovery, it's good for. There's so many benefits of cannabis, and that's why the legalization of it, I think, is very important. But it's like any other drug on the planet. If you misuse it, if you overuse it, it's like alcohol. Shit. I mean, I think alcohol's a worse drug.
For sure.
Right? I mean,
I to be honest, I had a problem with alcohol.
Yeah.
Like that.
A lot of people do. It's easy to fall into. You know?
Alcohol caused a lot of problems between us, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I just had to make the choice. Like, hey, you know what? Fucking snap out of it. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna keep drinking or you're gonna lose your family. You know
alcohol
what I mean?
gets a hold on people, man. Like, I don't know anybody that like marijuana's ever got. Do you know anybody that marijuana's ever really got a hold on, like the way alcohol does to people? I don't.
Like that. It don't work like that.
Yeah, like I don't.
But you know what it is. What I think it is that when you have a bunch of issues and you drink, that's what gets you.
Yeah.
Because like now, like I mean, I haven't stopped drinking, but I did stop drinking for a while because. Like it did cause a lot
like
of
when
problems.
you're dealing with like a lot of psychic stuff.
when you're dealing like with issues. I mean,
Stress
Shit, a lot of stuff does that.
But I think once you fix all your issues, of course you're never gonna
get up on that.
You're never gonna fix your issues like completely, but
You can.
not that way, but I mean once I think you got a hold of your issues pretty good, you can.
Like honestly,
you can drink.
Speaking on that, kind of on the same topic, but like I used to have a problem with just what you said. Like people meet me and they're like, "Oh, you know who his dad is?" Instead of looking at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That would get you
for sure.
Well, yeah, think about it.
Like they already have
they're not looking at me.
expectations
Not even
of you,
expectations. They're not looking at me. They're looking at my dad.
They're looking right
You know
through
what
him
I'm saying?
too.
They're looking. I mean, who am I? I'm just like you want to shake my hand because I was born. You know what I'm saying? You're not shaking my hand because I'm me. You don't know me, right? And that's one of those things where that really took effect on me when I was young. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. You can deal with problems like that. Like that's my chip. You know what I'm saying?
I can feel that. I mean, I don't know where you're coming from, but I can feel
for sure. And
you just said.
And I had this conversation with my mom because after our last podcast, she was saying, "Man, I was listening to everything that Gino was saying, and there's a part of me that resonates there." You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of what we covered on the last podcast hits people in a certain way. And I was saying it's funny because I could probably. I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't mean to like be like inconsiderate, but at the same time, like I guess that's not such a uncommon story in a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people have had that story. You know, like for Matt being in this area, growing up with that experience, I could probably throw a stone and somebody would have something similar to that can make an impact or relate.
Yeah,
a story like Gino's isn't that uncommon from where that city, from that area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who else has had a childhood like mine?
Yeah.
You know, like who has to deal with that and maneuver that and work their way through that, you know, when you're a kid. And that's I didn't have any fame, but it's seeing it and you're affected by it in a certain way. Like who else can relate? You know, that's a certain thing of, oh, that's not that every day. You know what I'm saying? There's people like that walking around all the time, you know, especially in this city, but it's different, you know?
It is. And check this out. I think part of that is like, I think why your mom would say that, right? Is because it would make it, you hit the nail on the head. It's more popular, right? In the sense of like, it's more common to have those stories coming out of like the barrio, right?
Exactly.
And like people with a come up or whatever, and like reaching a certain aspect or you know, going from the west side to the Dominion or whatever, right? Like there's more stories like that, and it's more relatable, so it might resonate with a lot more people.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of people aren't as transparent with it. But in your case, having a dad who's fucking a worldwide athlete, you know,
famous,
very well known, well, that's not something most people deal with.
Exactly.
You know, and that's why. I mean, I think there's a lot. I don't think we've ever really opened up that. I mean, I guess we have a little bit, right?
That's a tough one because it's like it's not tough for me, but
have you completely dealt with it already? Like, are you over it?
I think there's like certain aspects that I'm over for sure. Like, and it's not so much that they did something wrong. It's not that it was mishandled. It's the way that I took it in. Like the way I process information. Like your kids right now, you might walk up, you might drive up to your house, whatever it looks like. You might drive up to in your car, and you want your kids to do better than you. That's normal. Yeah. Everyone wants their kid to do better than them. I was like in 7th grade, 8th grade, pulling up to a mansion, and my dad said, "I want you to do better than me, like everybody else." And I said, "How the fuck am I gonna do that? Like, I'm not gonna be a pro athlete. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to live up to that expectation? Like, it's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you have not that pressure to succeed, when you have that, the only way to go is down now. Like, if this is the top, like, how am I gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? That's like a slap in the face for life, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, if let's just say you make it big in some radio station or whatever, and your daughter sees that and she wants to do something like that, you know how hard that road is, but at the same time, you want her to be better than you. How could she do it, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, if she's defined by you, how could she do it?
And that was her whole life. Like, that's all she knows, right? Like, that's so common for her because that's what she, like, grew up in.
But now she wants her kids to feel that, too, I'm sure. She doesn't want to lower the lifestyle. She doesn't want her kids to go back to wherever they came out of or whatever. So how do you deal with that, you know? And that's, like, my thing, I guess. But have I dealt with it? For sure. Like, I think, going back to what you were saying about alcohol numbs you from your feelings. So it's easy to numb it because people don't want to feel shit. But, like, marijuana kind of takes you to a spot where you can deal with it. It kind of heightens your awareness a little bit of the situation.
And gives you some kind of mental clarity.
It gives you clarity, for sure. And it helps you deal.
I think alcohol either magnifies tremendously your emotions or numbs them.
No,
exactly. Right? Like,
it either numbs it or
like if you're pissed off about something and then you start drinking, shit, now I'm really pissed off, or I just forget about it. Like, I don't think there's any in between. There's no, like, alcohol helps me break shit down and figure it out like marijuana would. But alcohol just gives you one of the two extremes.
But it's like you said, it just numbs it. You're
not dealing with it. But that's why when you said,
you know what I mean?
That's when you said, like, people don't deal with it or whatever, or like you can't deal with it. I'm like, you can. You know, it just depends on what you choose.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever tried to smoke marijuana by any chance?
I've never smoked anything.
Are y'all straight edge? Like, do y'all drink or anything?
I drink, yeah. I drink. She doesn't really drink.
You say he would rage out when he drinks. I'm putting words in your mouth.
Nah, like, I mean, back then, alcohol used to cause problems, bro, like big time. But now when I drink, I'm chill because, like, we're in a good place. You know what I mean? Thank God. I mean, and I'm a believer. You know, I'm a believer in God, and I believe He fixed our problems. You know, of course, every relationship, no relationship is perfect. You know, but
we know that for sure.
I had to make the decision. You know what? Hey, turn your life around, or you can lose your family. And it's like, I mean,
that's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah. That's my wife told me that same thing too. Yeah. She told me the same thing. She's like, it's either going to therapy or I'm out. You know, and this shit, we're already married, and sometimes you gotta be put with that in that fork in the road. You know, it has to be presented to you sometime.
What's up? This guy just told me something about in the hallway. Can I tell her or what?
I don't know.
Just break the ice or what?
You didn't even talk. You're the radio host and you can't even talk.
It's because I don't know how to...
break the ice.
I don't know how to add anything because I've never smoked in... Not that I'm like straight... What did you say? Straight
edge. They usually call them straight edge. Like, they don't put anything into the body, no alcohol. Like,
okay. You know. I mean, I guess I could consider myself that because I really haven't. I've never smoked in my life. I've never done any kind of drugs or anything.
Are you from San Antonio?
No, I'm not.
Where are you from?
I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, that's a legal state.
Fuck.
Let's go over there.
Y'all go back there?
Yeah,
it's just a beautiful place, period.
It is.
It's a beautiful place, period.
Don't bring that up. She wants to go back, man. Come on.
Dude, I'm sorry. Shit, I don't know if I can take your side on this one, bro. Yeah, it's a beautiful... So when did you move over here?
I've been here in San Antonio for... I've been here in San Antonio for 10 years. Yeah, I moved over here fresh out of high school.
She was looking for
Javy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why would somebody move from Portland here?
No shit, right?
No, so I'm actually, I was born and raised in Central Oregon, and it's a small itty bitty little town with three lights.
People?
No, with 3 lights in the town, and you've already gone through the whole town. It's a small little country town. There was like a small little group of us Mexicans, and the rest of the world there was white people, you know. Yeah. So
You Mexican?
I get that question a lot, actually.
My
yes.
wife's the same color.
And when I pull out my Spanish, people are like,
they're like blown away.
yeah,
right?
you're like, hablas español? I'm like, yeah. But yeah, so I moved over here because growing up in this small little town, I was like a small town girl, but with big city dreams.
Big city
dreams, exactly. Yes. So I knew that I was not going to stay there. So I graduated out of high school and I bolted out of there as fast as I could, and that's how I ended up in Portland for about 3 years and got into radio.
Oh, okay. So you bolted from your little town to Portland.
To Portland.
And then
you came to San Antonio, like big city, like
and then from Portland you got into radio there.
Yeah, that's where I got into radio.
Was that your plan, or did it just?
No, I actually I was wanting to get into Fashion Institute in California, and when I was going through high school, I was like a lot of minority families. We didn't have money saved up. We didn't have money to go to college, but I wanted to go to college. So I took it upon myself to start looking for scholarships and grants and stuff like that to pull money together to go to school.
Yeah.
So I entered a beauty pageant.
Okay.
A beauty pageant.
Okay.
I know. But hey, I was desperate, so I was looking everywhere.
I would never enter a beauty pageant. I put this dude in a beauty pageant before me. Shit.
Hey, I was scratching everywhere I could to try to get money for school, and the director of the pageant sent me to a local radio station. She's like, hey, can you, because it was the first Hispanic radio station. So they sent me over there and like, hey, you're the only one that...
small fucking town.
Yeah. They were like, you're the only one that speaks Spanish. Can you go over there and talk to them and see if they can promote us, maybe run a commercial or something like that. So that's how I ended up over there. And then the programmer... he liked my voice, and he's like, hey, would you mind coming back in and recording stuff for me? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But I never paid any attention, so I was like, yeah, right, I'm going to go to the radio station, right? And yeah, right. So I went back, I did the pageant and everything, and then several months later, I ran into him at an event, and he's like, I'm still waiting for you to come to the radio station and do some commercials. And I'm like, okay. So I contacted him and I went, and since the very first time that I went in there, he just started throwing me into the studio with his wife. His wife was the jock. And he threw me in there and...
Oh, the radio jock.
The radio jock.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Yeah, DJ, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what you... Honored Talent, I think, is the last name that I know.
DJ is disc jockey.
What, is that one and the same, or is that somebody who plays records?
No, see, that's the thing. There's a lot of people that call them DJs, but they don't really play the music.
They don't really jock discs.
Yeah, there's a programmer. there's a programmer that does everything. You're basically going in there just cracking the mic and talking. That's all you do.
Like, are you winging it, or are you like is everything scripted?
No. The
Getting you off subject
talking
a little bit, but we'll pull back on there in a second.
Yeah. No, the talking is all whatever you feel like saying, or
it's like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, but
nice.
the only thing that's already there is the music, because there's somebody already that puts that together. Mm-hmm. So
did you have like a catchphrase? Like a sign off, or like a...
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
No. Wait, so he threw you in the
He threw me in the studio, and then it just happened. The very first time I started talking, we were talking about something, and I started talking, and then all of a sudden I just blanked out, and I couldn't say anything. But then after that, I don't know.
You pulled an Eminem?
What was that?
You pulled it like the Eminem, the movie 8 Mile, where he gets on the...
I have, but I think it's been a while. Yeah. No, it's been a while.
You haven't seen 8 Mile. Okay, write this down. Go home and see it. Please.
And re-see it. No, I have seen it, but I don't remember. It was like a long time ago.
And then watch it.
And then watch it.